Hey there, I'm Ryan King of the Jack Jackson Podcast. In each episode of Jack Jackson, you'll follow the adventures of 1950s private investigator Jack Jackson, along with your favorite recurring characters, his assistant Kitty, Peter the landlord, the villainous Rube Goldberg, as well as new characters brought to life by our voice actors, such as a group of polyamorous lumberjack assassins, a young boy, stuff like that. Each episode delivers a new film noir mystery accompanied by sound effects, historic events, and pop culture references. And to recreate the style of an old-time radio program, we include a show sponsor and record each episode in the dark in front of an audience. It's a completely unique improv comedy experience with a touch of nostalgia, and it always delivers a lot of laughs. So sit back and get ready for another Jack Jackson episode. And you know what's gonna happen is Jack's gonna take on his toughest case yet. So join us, why don't you?
It's time for an all-new episode of Jack Jackson P.I. Sponsored as always by Peterson's Portable Deep Fryers. It's never too oily to oil Peterson's Portable Deep Fryers. Tonight, Jack takes on his toughest case yet, the case of the missing Madagascar mask. Sponsored by Peterson's Portable Fryers.
It had been a real long time since my last case took me out of Dock City. Anywhere I left that wasn't Michigan didn't feel like home. I'd gone way over the big bathtub this time for a very special sort of case. Something I thought I'd need a little bit of assistance on. So I brought in a crack archaeologist to help me out as a partner on this case.
Jackson, you know I don't appreciate being pulled out of retirement.
His name was Jonathan Johnson. He was a retired professor of archaeology, believed he knew everything about the other side of the world and what was buried under it.
King, I'm sorry, we'll have to ask you to put your tray table up and your seat back up. We'll be landing in Madagascarville.
Madagascar was our destination. Well, old Johnny boy, looks like it's time to hit the snooze button, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't. What? What does that mean?
It means we're going all nappy night time before we hit Madagascarville, Madagascar.
Oh, alright. I don't like sleeping on planes. This is new technology.
Yep, I remember. About 24 and a half hours later, we arrive in Madagascarville Airport. We touch down and we go to meet our contact. We step out of the plane and she's there waiting for us. Delilah Sterling.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, for coming out to help us out on this case. I'm just beside myself on this one.
Delilah, wonderful to see you again. How's my prodigy student doing?
Oh, I'm doing very well.
They had a contentious relationship.
It's wonderful to see you.
They were bitter rivals to the end.
And how's Mark and the kids?
Oh, they're doing just fine.
Oh, Delilah, I knew our niceties would wear thin. But I did not expect violence. However, I will return.
Delilah had usurped John as the Madagascar's leading archaeologist. She got famous finding the Madagascar mask, a mask said to have been worn by the ancient Babylonian king of Madagascaria.
Many people do not realize that the Babylonians did make it all the way down to Madagascar. They built very special boats.
She always told everyone about Madagascar the second they got off their plane. This is what the professor hated it when she rubbed this kind of knowledge in his face.
I worked for years, Delilah, and I've never linked the Babylonians to Madagascar.
Well,
I guess you're just bitter.
We will now be deplaning third class.
Oh, wait, you got on the plane?
yes, the security in Madagascar is not very good.
One passenger to deplane third class, a Miss Kitty.
Sorry, I was napping.
Kitty Kitsworth, my secretary. She came with me everywhere. She was a sort of partner of mine. Looks like this was a 3-person operation.
Oh, I slept so good on that flight.
It must have been those Peterson's portable deep fryers they had on the plane.
Oh, you know that Peterson's deep fried food always makes me sleep like a baby.
They don't even have to deep fry food. I'll eat paper, a ruler, a pencil.
Yeah, or
as long as it's
Twinkies.
been in a Peterson's, I'll eat it.
Put you right to sleep. Peterson's portable deep fryers.
Peterson's portable deep fryers.
Peterson's
The
portable
finest
deep fryers.
quality deep fryer you can take with you.
Oh.
Take it from me, a paid actor. It's the best thing out there.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Oh, I'm Sally, Kitty Kitsworth. Nice to meet you.
We made our way off the plane.
Well, howdy there. Welcome to Madagascar. Bill.
It was a
Madagascar.
It was one of the natives.
My name is Rusty. I'm here to take you and your party to the La Quinta.
We hopped in the back of his Jeep, and he drove us through the tundra.
Yeehaw! A lot of people don't know this about Madagascar, but there's actually quite a bit of permafrost here. You just don't normally see it because of all the humid, hot jungle.
It's true, most people give up partway through the jungle and they don't get to see the permafrost.
Oh, it's lovely.
Not as lovely as you, Miss Kitsworth. A vision in khaki.
Why, thank you. I had it personally designed by my stylist. Frederico! They're talking about your design, Frederico.
Oh, hello.
I brought it with me.
Our 9-seated Jeep pulled up to the native village. We piled out of the Jeep and headed over to Miss Delilah's tent.
Gentlemen, welcome to the village.
The native chief was here. Delilah had him waiting for us in the tent.
Oh, hi there, Greg. Thanks for holding down the fort for us.
Hey there, Delilah. You are here about the mask?
That's right. We're the Americans that you brought in to find your missing Madagascar mask.
Because apparently Delilah wasn't so bright as she couldn't find it herself.
Hey, don't make fun of my mom, you punk.
Oh, punch runs in the family, huh?
Yeah, you bet.
Whoa. Let's settle down, everyone. Settle down. We got a case to solve here. Somebody stole this mask. Mind if I help myself to a drink?
That's our sacramental... Okay, no, go ahead.
What is this, 52? 50, 51?
That's blood. That's blood.
A good year. So, Delilah, why don't you fill us in on all the details?
Well, as I was explaining earlier, the ancient Babylonians brought this mask down from Babylon when they colonized Madagascar, and it's said to have special magical powers. It symbolizes the ancient Sumerian rite of disguise, and they say that when it is in the possession of a person with a heart of darkness, then they'll go and write some novel about the jungle.
That's pretty close, I guess.
I see.
We're still translating the tablets.
Jackson, we fear that some of the worst villains in history have been in control of this mask. Genghis Khan.
The Genghis Khan.
He was in control of this mask for much of his
Who
reign.
else?
Others.
What other villains before 1955 controlled the mask of... Can you think of no one?
We cannot confirm it, but
Maybe one like me! Ha ha!
Oh no! Sam, what are you doing here?
Oh, I've come to steal the mask, you fool!
You're too late, Sam.
Sam,
What?
That's why
I don't know you, but I feel like you have bad timing. Because the mask is gone.
It's not. Well, I thought it was 6:22 a.m.
Nope.
Not p.m.
Oh, that Madagascar time.
Oh.
Madagascar Central Zone.
Dang. Well, if you guys could forget what you saw, so I could redo my evil.
Sure. Sure, wait.
Hello there, Sam. I'm just a clothing designer, but I knew it was gone already, too.
Frederico's really smart.
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
see you later.
Smoke bomb!
He walked away.
Don't look at me! Don't look! Don't look!
I have to apologize for Sam. He's my ex-husband, and he has a taste for the grandiose.
Right. So Delilah, why don't we go back a few steps more? If I'm not mistaken, the natives set up this village here because its proximity to the Babylonian temple not far that you and Mr. Jones found.
Did you want to talk about it, Greg?
Yeah, the temple is super, super sacred. Like, all of our most sacred goings-on go on there.
Very sacred, Jack.
The
Very
Babylonians, they were real big on sacred stuff. So, there's...
Native chief, gotcha, okay. Just making sure.
I'm native Babylonian, I moved here.
You were saying?
One of our most secret rituals years and years ago is what we used to create the mask. And it had to be kept in a secret space so that no one could ever steal it.
And so,
And someone stole it.
right. And I believe before that took place, right, before that transpired, Mr. Johnson, you and Delilah here dipped into that old secret ruin. Am I wrong?
We were discovering the ancient secrets of the Babylonian technology. You know, they were incredibly advanced for their time. The modern helicopter, another new technology, is based off of ancient stone sketchings. And we protected that temple. We protected that mask. I protected that mask for decades without one incidence of theft.
Professor, you're 45 years old. How were you protecting it for decades?
I started at 3. My family lived in Madagascar. I'm not even American. not technically, but as you might tell, there's kind of a mixed culture vibe here.
Are you one of those sovereign citizens?
Classic Madagascar. It's a real mixing pot, like they say.
I never would have been able to tell, Mr. Jones. I thought your accent was something like Indiana. Indiana accent there, Jones. Madagascar Jones.
Well, Jones, I think maybe it's best if we, me, you, Delilah, and Kitty go and check out the temple. I have a hunch that somebody might have been unhappy that this sacred mask had been disturbed from its resting place.
Okay, I'll just go back to the hotel.
Hi, Frederico.
Don't worry, Frederico. I'm sure there's plenty of people that sound just like you there.
And Federico, you're too valuable to risk on such a dangerous occasion. We need a stylist.
Who would make all these pip hats and khakis?
You guys, it doesn't work. Don't try, I know what you feel.
We hopped back in the Jeep and made our way to the ancient Babylonian pyramid.
Now, most people associate pyramids with Egypt, but the Babylonians were the ones who really perfected the design. You see, this
Egyptians were a bunch of idiot savants with chisels
The one thing that brought Jones and Delilah together was their love of Babylonian Madagascarian architecture.
Souvenirs, snow globe, buttons.
If anything's gonna piss me off, it's the prophetization of ancient culture.
We passed the gift shop and made our way to the temple.
T-shirts.
If you had slowed down, I would have given that boy a 1-2.
These people have just as much right to earn a living, Professor.
They should dig up stuff and dust it off like a real man.
We got up to a great set of stone doors that looked like they hadn't been disturbed in centuries. There were vines crawling all over the front of it. Kitty walked up and examined them.
Oh, they're all sticky. Oh.
She hit a button by mistake, and the door swung open.
See, technology. Told you all about it.
Who dare enter this Babalascarian temple?
A voice echoed from deep in the chambers, but it was too dark to make out. Jones grabbed one of the torches and lit it with a flint and steel.
Everybody calm down. This is my territory now.
We stepped into the temple and started making our way through the dark and dank dungeon-like walls.
If you lack a heart of darkness, this temple will be your doom, bruh.
Anyone got a heart of darkness here? Anyone?
It's a riddle.
A riddle, you say?
A riddle.
We started...
The heart of darkness refers to a physical object, not an actual mindset or
A dart flew by and Jones caught it with his torch.
like I said, not my first rodeo or my first and second and third dart.
He started walking forward, catching the darts with his torch.
All it's doing is giving me more wood to burn.
Moving forward, Jones triggered nearly every trap.
And up. Just gotta give that statue a slap. And a slap. And...
He clearly knew his way around ancient tombs. Eventually, his torch was more...
Sorry, you just have to shoot that monkey. I missed, though.
Eventually, his torch was more dart than torch.
That ought to do it.
We came to a staircase that led downward into the darkness.
Jack, listen.
Kitty pulled me aside.
That guy that was trying to sell you things and snow globes and stuff,
Right.
he slipped me something while you weren't looking. It's this little black stone.
I took a look at it. It looks kind of like a heart.
I know, I thought it was kind of creepy, but kind of romantic at the same time, and I was going to give it to you later, but then I didn't know if you would think I was crazy or weird for doing it, and then I thought maybe I'll hold it on until later, and then I can keep it as a keepsake for this trip, and I can think back on it.
Proceed no further without the heart of darkness.
And that's when it hit me. I thought, what do we do with darkness?
Now, everybody, don't worry. I knew we would come to this point. Let me just look through my rucksack. Gotta be in here somewhere. Don't find. All right. Passport, newspaper, Peterson's portable fryer. God, I forgot how easily they collapse.
Don't use that right now, though, or else it'll make you sleepy.
Need my wits about me.
I
Right.
hear they're 5% less flammable now.
Yes. Oh, around 50% flammable.
That's right. 2 out of 5 doctors recommend it.
The other 3 reprimanded.
Said a voice from down the stairs. A shadow phased in from the darkness, right at the edge of the torchlight. He carried a spear and had skulls hanging around his neck.
Ah, Rodney!
Hi there, I'm the janitor.
Now, I told you about the technology. Let me tell you about the spirituality. They decided that it was above any Babylonian human to do the picking up, so they made Rodney.
A totally human man. It would be weird if he was supernatural in some way, because that's not the theme of this podcast.
Well, he's immortal. He's the immortal Babylonian janitor.
Frozen in this stage is an old man.
If he ever left the pyramid, he would crumble.
I see.
At least that's what we tell the foreigners.
Behind him, there was a bunch of cups.
Yes, kids come down here on the weekends and they party and they play.
Red Solo cups all over the ground. He was sweeping them up.
They had a game of beer pong here earlier. Just fixing that up.
Anyway, I don't want to alarm anybody, but the classic Babylonian technology of clocks is on display. I think some kind of timer is going off.
When we looked, we saw it. A sand dial that was ticking down.
That's some really heavy sand.
1 grain of sand at a time.
Yeah, I know. I had to clean it all up and put it in there to begin with.
Rodney, the janitor. Why don't you take the 4 of us down to the Mask of Madagascar?
Well, I would if I knew where it was. I can show you where it used to be.
A section of the wall exploded. Sand falling in from above, completely closing us in the chamber. We were trapped.
We like a bit of drama around here.
I'm afraid that this is no Babylonian booby trap. This is outside. This is foul play. This is the destruction of a sacred temple.
It does look more Sumerian in make and model.
Sumerian.
So sorry, you guys. That was me. I'm outside the temple. Can't have foreigners poking around our sacred Madagascarian mask sites. So I'm gonna bury you here. You're gonna be buried alive.
Greg, I am surprised at you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
Greg, I am also surprised, but I understand it. To be honest, I did not expect to return back home to America. I would rather die here, where I did my work.
You're welcome.
Jack, are we really gonna die in here?
Kitty cuddled me close, holding on to me.
If you wish to survive longer than I, you may eat from my flesh.
Jesus Christ! I don't think it's that bad. There's still this downward tunnel. I think our hope lies in the Mask of Madagascar.
Well, yeah, down this way. Down we go. Watch your steps. Some of them are a little bit shorter than the other ones, and it can throw you off.
We started to walk down the stairs when suddenly Kitty tripped another slab.
Ow!
We heard a button press, and the stairs turned into a slope. We all started to slide.
This slab's been tripped.
I always love that part.
The janitor watched us from the top. He waved jauntily.
I got cups to clean.
Present the heart of darkness. We landed in a big open room. Quicksand on the floor slowly sucking us in. Vines hanging above, just out of reach.
Those sticky vines again. Ugh.
Scorpions crawled all over Jones.
That's okay. I'm ready. Take me, God.
Now, where did we come down on the whole Heart of Darkness thing? Do we have that or do we not?
I'm afraid that I left my knapsack with Rodney.
The vines above caught fire. Clearly they were drenched in ancient Sumerian, Babylonian
technology magic.
Yes. Lots of oil.
Jack, if we're gonna die after all, I guess I might as well give this to you now. It's my black heart.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention that. She handed me the Heart of Darkness.
My God, that's the Heart of Darkness, Jackson.
God damn it, I wanted to die. Why won't any of these scorpions sting me?
Oh, sweet, the Heart of Darkness. We were waist deep in quicksand. Fire, flaming vines above, choking the air out of the room. The voice echoed around us. Give me that heart! First, reveal yourself!
I can't unless you give me that heart.
And how can I give it to you if I don't know where you are?
Just kind of put it somewhere that it looks like it would go.
We're in a pit of quicksand.
Well, you're gonna run out of places if you keep waiting.
Jack looked at that hole in the
Butthole?
ceiling. It looks kind of like a heart.
You're right, but it's so up high, I can't reach it.
Wait, put me on your shoulders. I can reach it. I used to do gymnastics.
Okay, Jones, you're the strongest one here. Pull Kitty out of this quicksand and put her on my shoulder.
80 years old and still flexing.
I thought you were 45.
What? I feel 80, but I don't. Oh, anyway.
You must hurry. The quicksand will be up to your ankles soon.
Delilah, give me a boost.
It got to the top of my chest.
Hey, y'all, honey.
Ow!
She jumped. She had just barely missing the heart.
Try again. This is kind of the only solution.
Scorpions crawled all over Jones's face.
Bite me! Pinch me!
The air was completely starved from the room. I started to dribble into the quicksand. Everything went black. Suddenly, the sand started to drain away.
Want to buy any snow globes now? Maybe some t-shirts?
Ah,
It was him,
the tourist boy.
Sam.
Now let me take off my mask to reveal me, Sam! You probably thought I was the boy selling souvenirs out front.
That's when we realized he was wearing the mask of Madagascar. It completely hid his shape.
Yeah. I can turn into anything I want now.
So you were the voice all along.
Yes, that was my other voice. I'm quite a range, you know.
Let's hear a few.
Give me that heart, yo! That's me.
Hello, I would love a black heart.
Also me.
All right, I think that's enough. That's good.
I could go on for days with this stuff.
You know, I used to do voices like hey, and hey. I wasn't very good.
He pulled the heart from above. We were all still stuck about waist deep in quicksand.
Well, I'm gonna just leave you guys here. I'm gonna go off and do a bunch of crimes around the world using this mask.
But why? Why did you need the heart, Sam?
Have you ever been
Wait,
broken?
hold on.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Kitty got the heart from the tourist guy.
From me, that's right.
My question, and maybe,
Yes.
Jack, being a private eye, will also find this
I came to that conclusion hours ago.
Why did you then need us to give you the heart here? And also, how did you get here?
I'm not a thinking man. I'm a shooting man.
Well, why didn't you shoot me? I want to die.
Bullets flew past us, and he made his way to a secret exit, cutting a chandelier and zipping away in a rope.
Also, chandeliers, another Babylonian technology.
Hurry up, everybody. Jump in the 9-seater. We'll give chase.
He barreled through the wall, landing in the pit of quicksand.
Hop on in.
We jumped in the back of his 9-seat Jeep.
Time to try out my 4-wheel drive.
That's new technology.
I sure hope he doesn't turn because it's really hard to turn a 9-seated Jeep.
We smashed through the second wall and we're flooring it through the jungle. Sam, the trinket man, was far ahead of us. He was in a plane.
I find it very weird, but also astounding that the Babylonians made so much room underground. They were amazing.
We came out of a cave and flew up above the jungle canopy.
Let's see if he can escape my Tokyo drift.
There was nowhere for him to go but forward.
In his plane. He could go anywhere.
I think I'm doing pretty all right.
Kitty man to the machine gun.
Oh, good, you found the machine gun. Hold on tight. I'm gonna eject the wings from the side of this bus.
I've never felt so alive!
The wings slowly started to eject as we drove through the jungle.
I don't like planes!
We came to a cliff edge. The wings weren't fully out yet. Trading bullets back and forth. The 9-seater Jeep dipped off the edge, diving into the canyon below. A rushing river surged past us. Then the wings finally ejected the very last possible second. Banking up and through a waterfall, we appeared into the sky. We were above the clouds of Madagascar.
Isn't it a beautiful sight? Flying over Madagascar in a 9-seater Jeep. Trading bullets with a villain.
Ladies and
I really miss World War II.
this is the captain speaking. If you look out the left side of the Jeep, you'll see the largest bathtub in the world.
I take that to mean we're flying south.
Southward we went towards the southern edge of Madagascar.
Delilah, are you okay?
I'm all right, but I just wish Sam would stop trying to impress me with these things. I'm with Mark now. We have children, but he just won't leave it alone.
You know, I understand it's really, really hard to get over someone that you really shouldn't be in love with, but you can't help it sometimes, and maybe you should... Well,
Jack Jackson!
Sorry, I was enthralled with that conversation.
Delilah, you gotta tell him how you feel. You gotta set things straight with him. Maybe that's the only...
Kitty, don't stop shooting the gun! For the love of God!
I think we need to
No,
talk.
I think Kitty's right. We're gonna have to catch up with Sam and end this with the gun of diplomacy.
All right, entering Tokyo Drift mode.
We kicked on the nos and
Untested technology!
we flew wing and wing.
Jackson,
Yeah,
I no longer value my life. I'm gonna jump into his plane.
wait. You have to take Delilah with you.
What?
Because she's the only one who can make Sam give back the heart and mask.
Maybe we could just convince him to land.
Damn it!
I'm out of
Just
fuel.
strap into your back and jump!
Delilah ran to the back of the plane, climbing onto the wing.
All right, Delilah. But I don't like you being this close to me, by the way.
I don't like being this close to you either, Professor.
One last punch.
One last punch.
There you
They ran together and jumped.
wee!
Time seemed to slow down as they flailed their arms and legs.
I really regret this decision!
Give me some of that Peterson's deep fry.
They rolled, landing on the wing of Sam's plane.
Ow!
I couldn't hear what was going on, but I could imagine what it sounded like. A little something like this.
Sam! Give up the mask.
Never!
Sam,
Delilah! Now! Now!
it's over! It's always gonna be over!
I can't accept that!
I'm with Mark now, we have children!
I just need to say one thing. God! I just need to say one thing.
Sorry, I should probably stop shooting. I'm just so used to all my...
Hey,
all the-
Jackson, just hit me. It's cool.
This is why they transferred you, Professor.
Hey there, Delilah.
Yes, Sam?
What's it like in New York City? You're 1,000 miles away tonight, but girl, you look so... Yes, you do. I miss you very much, Delilah. No one could love me quite as you, as you. You know
Sam, what the fuck are you talking about?
I write poetry!
She's right here.
Anyone for some plain white tea?
Delilah, I understand the jig is up. I just think if I did all that
if I did stuff like we did when we first met each other, you
That's
thought it
when-
was cool.
That's when Delilah noticed it. One of my stray bullets hit Sam right in the throat.
My throat!
Oh, Sam, have you been bleeding from your neck this whole time?
You guys probably just followed the blood trail. That's why it was so easy to track.
Jackson through the sky.
Jackson, why are your bullets so tiny? It's taking an hours to bleed.
I've got a lot of blood and a lot of love to give.
He pulled Delilah close. Jones grabbed the wheel of his plane.
Take care of yourself, Delilah's.
I will.
He put the mask and heart into her hand.
I trust you with this ancient Babylonian, Somalian, Madagascarian power.
It is very intersectional, yes.
All right, Delilah, time for you to go back on the plane that's not out of fuel. Huh?
He threw her over.
You're gonna have to time it with my barrel rolls.
We caught her just barely into the 9-seater.
Oh, good thing I did lifted weights yesterday.
And that is why I never went to college.
Professor Jones flew forward.
Sam, you were a horrible student, but I always liked you.
He had scorpions all over him.
You always seem to attract scorpions. And we're a really good professor, and I always liked you.
Let's go find out what it's like in the next world.
What?
Jack, you telling me they never found the plane wrecks, huh?
That's true. Not even smoke.
Did you bring me a souvenir from Africa?
I sure did. This is for you.
Thanks.
It's a black heart.
Wow, I'll put it with the other things you've gotten me over the years.
Yeah, right there with that Ark of the whatever, Magna something, and those other things.
I'll have my top men look at it. My top men.
All right.
You've been listening to an all-new Jack Jackson in the case of the missing Madagascar mask. Sponsored as always by Peterson's Portable Deep Fryers. With the Petersons, you can fry up some food and repel village hoarders.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Brent, and I just want to thank you for listening to Jack Jackson Noir. This episode is brought to you by CSC Sacramento Theater. We record live there every first Saturday. You can find ticket info at cscsacramento.com. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us spread the show around, and also we'll release a bonus episode for every 50 reviews we get. Those episodes will be based on suggestions that you leave in your reviews, so it's a way for you folks to get involved. Lastly, if you want to send a message to Jack to read in a future segment, you can send those over to jackjacksonnoir@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next Wednesday.
Hey there, Ryan King of the Jack Jackson podcast, and I see you're about to listen to Jack Jackson. What is Jack Jackson, you might ask? I'm here to tell you that Jack Jackson is an improv comedy podcast in which we make up a film noir mystery right in front of your beautiful little ears. We take a suggestion and a product and immerse you in a world of 1950s crime, justice, law and order, and crime. It's like a, radio talk show, but now, and it's made up and funny. Join us on an adventure of hilarity and lots of good stuff as Jack takes on his toughest case yet. Jack Jackson!
All right, you know what? I'll do one later.